Jackson Radio Show.
Greetings and salutations. You are tuning in to the Kevin Jackson Show. I am Brett Siegel, the disgruntled millennial, filling in for the great Kevin Jackson. You can always get me at Shaq General on Twitter, at Shaq General. Tweet me, send me your hate mail, anything you want to send me. If you want to send me some memes, I love memes. I love meme warfare. I know that makes me sort of a violent type of guy, but yes, I love meme warfare. And feel free to send me your memes at Shaq General on Twitter. I am Brett Siegel, again, the disgruntled millennial, always broadcasting to you live from my safe space down here in northern Florida, where I'm always free from your bigotry, racism, hatred, microaggressions, and patriarchy. And again, I want to thank our sponsors for supporting the show. I want to thank Kevin Jackson for letting me sit here in the big boy chair. I really love doing this. I love talking politics. You know, I'm not really popular at parties, especially where there's a lot of liberal folks. You know, I sort of bring it once in a while. Because look, you know, 99% of the time when someone tells you not to come to a party because you disagree with their politics, they don't want you to talk politics. Oh, Brett always talks politics. You know what? I don't really always talk politics. People do talk politics. And if I'm in a group where someone is talking politics, I will bring up my politics. You know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But oftentimes, people don't necessarily like the things that I say, so they want to talk politics, but they want to do it in an echo chamber where there isn't any dissent, where there aren't any dissenting beliefs, where there aren't any people who might disagree. Now, obviously, these days, Hollywood is going off its rails. I can barely watch TV anymore. They shove this propaganda down your throat, and it's so brazen. It's so obvious. If you're going to make propaganda, at least do it well. The best kind of propaganda is the kind that you don't really know that you're being propagandized. But when you have these entire shows, movies based on global warming and movies based on, the 1%, like The Day After Tomorrow, where because of global warming, birds are just going to fall out of the sky. The Day After Tomorrow, New York will be covered in an ice sheet. I mean, the plot of Hollywood movies these days are just getting silly. Like Elysium, it's all about the 1%. Elysium, that movie about, there's a space station where only the rich people go and they stay healthy and beautiful and white. And down on Earth, it's dreadful. The 99% is down on Earth. It's just a big analogy for the 1% versus the 99%. Occupy Democrats, garbage, basically, into a movie. Occupy Democrats made into a movie. Elysium with Matt Damon. Huge progressive leftist. Now, thankfully, not everyone in Hollywood has taken the bait, has taken the race bait. You know, Ashley Judd going out talking about her period blood, Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna talking about blowing up the White House, even Martin Sheen. But you know what? There's one particular member of the Hollywood elite who is just so filthy stinking rich and so filthy stinking successful and so amazing, and his voice just commands like the word of God. Obviously, I'm talking about Morgan Freeman. Now, constantly, Morgan Freeman grew up in a time when racism was really real and there and institutional. So for Morgan Freeman, a guy who's blacker than Barack Obama, a billionaire, coming out against this race-baiting crap, that's a big one. I mean, I'll see your Ashley Judd, Rosie O'Donnell, Madonna, and even your Martin Sheen and Robert Downey Jr., and I will raise you one Morgan Freeman. It's so funny. People are always trying to get Morgan Freeman to talk about race. Lefties are always trying to get Morgan Freeman to talk about race, to defend identity politics, to defend Black Lives Matter. And does Morgan Freeman take the bait? Let's hear. Let's see if Morgan Freeman takes the race-baiting garbage of the left. Here's Morgan Freeman talking about Black History Month.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
There we go. The man, the voice of Beyond the Wormhole, the voice of God, the Hollywood voice of God, declares that Black History Month is stupid. Now, if I said that, Brett Siegel, white guy, cisgendered, white male, if I said that Black History Month is stupid, what do you think would happen? Honestly, what do you think would happen if I came out and said that Black History Month is stupid and I think it should be abolished? There shouldn't be a Black History Month. It promotes racism. It promotes black supremacy, which, let's face it, if the left were consistent at all, would have to renounce black supremacy, right? Because they're all for equality, right? Now, here's Don Lemon trying to basically race bait and class bait Morgan Freeman into admitting that there's some sort of institutional racism that's keeping black people down. Two black guys on CNN, filthy, stinking rich black guys talking about income inequality between the races. Now, when Don Lemon tries to bait Morgan Freeman into basically admitting that Black Lives Matter and that the 1% and income inequality and leftist blah, 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 it's funny. It's funny. It's like Morgan Freeman just told Don Lemon to go outside, pick his own switch off of the tree so Morgan Freeman could come back and whoop his behind. Now, clearly, Don Lemon didn't think that Morgan Freeman was going to give him the answer that Morgan Freeman gave him. Because he's a racist. Don Lemon is a racist. Don Lemon thinks that just because Morgan Freeman is black, that he's going to get down with the whole, he's going to get jiggy with the whole Black Lives Matter, income inequality narrative. Which is racist. Let's face it. If you think that someone should have a particular belief because of their particular race, well, then that is racist. That is a racist belief for you to have.
Do you think that race plays a part in wealth distribution, or either a mindset that you can't
Today?
or cannot? Yeah.
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. Hey, you and I, we're proof.
Notice, you and I, we're proof. That's what he said. You and I, two black men who are basically at the top of their game. I know why Morgan Freeman is at the top of his game. I don't know why Don Lemon is at the top of his game. But yes, that is proof. There is proof out there that institutional racism is not a thing anymore. It's not a thing anymore. And you realize how fast he said that? He didn't even have to think about it. He said, you and I, we are proof.
Why would race have anything to do with it? Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that. It's kind of like religion to me. It's a good excuse for not getting there.
Yeah. I said, and it's probably get me in trouble, but I said to some of my colleagues recently, so I know that it's an issue, but it seems like every single day on television I'm talking about race, and it's because of the news cycle, it's in the news, but sometimes I get so tired of talking about it, I want to...
Don Lemon, shut up. You are not tired of talking about this. You love talking about this. This is all you talk about. This is all you talk about, because this is the only card you have to play, is the race card. But you know that Morgan Freeman is a brilliant man who has pulled himself up by his bootstraps and has made himself a billionaire. And you know that his very existence lays waste to your entire narrative. And he is sagacious. When he speaks, people listen. So of course you're going to sit there and say, yeah, I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of talking about race. It seems like race is always in the news cycle. People like you are the ones who bring race into the news cycle when it doesn't even have to be there. When it never was there. You want to ascribe racial motivations to every crime. You want to ascribe racial motivations to your opponents. To your political opponents. You are the one doing this. You are a part of this problem. Now, just because you're sitting there in front of Morgan Freeman and you feel like a child being spoken to by an adult doesn't mean that the rest of us don't know that you are lying to Morgan Freeman, right? You love race baiting. You love race politics. You love talking about race. It's the only card that you have to play. So don't pretend like you don't like talking about race. That's your whole bag.
I want to just go, this is over. Can we move on?
And if you talk about it, it exists.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like it exists and we refuse to talk about it, but making it a bigger issue than it needs to be is the problem we have.
We now take you live to the Senate floor, where Senator Chuck Schumer is delivering an impassioned speech. Oh God, no. It hurts. It hurts.
Kevin Jackson
On the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.